Now, the one thing I found that helped me was writing a lot on Facebook. Now, so when they say writer, I did not write book. What I just do is sometimes I just put down my thoughts on social media, and sometimes because they are raw and they are as I'm feeling them, because that was how I dealt with my loss. I just came and I wrote. I didn't know how to. In fact, at one time my mother was like, "Shh, what you tell everybody everything? Can't you just, you know?" Yeah, and I told her, I said, I don't think I should be embarrassed by the loss. I don't think I should be embarrassed by the love, and I don't think I should be embarrassed by the expression of it. I think in these days when relationships seem to be a certain way, I think it's okay to show people that you can be attached to somebody, you can love them, to the extent that when you lose them, for a minute, it can almost seem like you are cast at sea, because they are all you know. And then you eventually begin to put yourself back, and you learn how to navigate the world without them, but with the memory that they were here. A lot of the time, they say whenever we take pictures, we twin in smiles. They say, I think it's because of the love we have had coming. When I saw her husband was very much alive. They were a beautiful couple. She was such a beautiful person, and her spirit enveloped me in that day. And when I smiled, the smile, I can't find the picture, I've been looking for it. The smile was mirrored back at me, and I looked for any opportunity to see her after that. For some reason, we only ever met whenever birthdays came around and stuff like that, because of cake. But after that, we found a way to make it happen, and we got closer, and I'm really happy for that. So whatever I'm going to read now, I had a long thing prepared, but for some reason it didn't feel right, because it felt like I was being pretentious, because I don't write long stories. I'm not a writer that way. Like when I said she wrote a book, I said, girl, wow, I didn't know you had this kind of muscle inside of you, because I just come, I write, just basically just post, just accept, and I go. And they might resonate, but the truth is, this book is amazing, and so is the writer. So I'm just going to read something very short I wrote on social media for people who were ahead. So I said, you would think if I and I wrote sonnets to one another. No. He was more likely to call me, you stupid woman, like Renee in Alo Alo. Please remember Alo Alo. We are those people, you know, while pulling me close, like calling me his darling. Our expressions of love made in our shared sense of humor. We were tireless. Once in a toxin-induced encephalopathy episode at 2 a.m. at night. Sorry, he died of kidney failure. So sometimes that thing comes when there's a large viral load in the body. He doesn't know where he is, so he would just blank out and he wouldn't know what he was doing. So he would be walking around, sometimes it could go on for days, and I wouldn't even know he was in a haze. He would just wake up and say, what's been going on? And I'd be like, well, you were here. He'd be like, I was not. So this one was just one of those that was very... So sorry, that's just to give a bit of background to what I'm saying here. He said, when he did not know where he was, and I was beside myself with terror. The kids were cowering in the corner when he entered and stared at them curiously. He didn't know who they were either. He walked to the kitchen and sat in the water drum. I had never felt so helpless in my life, so tired. He climbed out and dripping, he made his way to the front door. I followed him, looking at the bones jutting out of his back. His boxers were dragged down by the weight of the water and the leanness of his hips. He tried to go out. With tears in my eyes, with tears of frustration rolling down my face, I said to him, stop it, stop this. Do you know me? Do you know who I am? He stopped and he stared at me vacantly. He avoided my eyes. I dragged his face to face mine and I looked into his eyes. Do you know who I am? I was looking for any recognition. Suddenly he focused on me. Do you know who I am? I asked again. He nodded rigorously. Light. He nodded again. Light. I had never felt like that before or since. I don't know if that word was just something that came from his mind. I don't know whether it was just something he was thinking about. I don't know whether he was trying to remember my name and he couldn't. But what it meant to me at that minute was that I represented something to him.